Martins.
Go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 5 of Grassroot Chats. Of course, we have the lads in the building, Still in Jamaica, we have the angry one, the happy one, Mike N. Of course, we have Mr. Thanos, fresh and always looking clean. And we have our man from Southampton, in the Adidas looking all nice, AK-47. How's everybody going? First of all, the Champions League is back. And yes, Man United just lost a wonderful back pass from Jesse Lingard to the young boy player. Lost 2-1. Aaron Wan-Bissaka given a red card. I just want to get that out of the way because see how Mike and Thanos are smiling. Look at that
joy. I gotta laugh because Champions League is a sore subject for man. So
look at that joy. Look at that joy. Don't worry, we'll come back to it. And I actually thought you guys would watch it considering you have enough time since your team is not in there. But it is all good. However, the plus on there is that Cristiano Ronaldo once again scored for Manchester United. And of course, making his debut again in Old Trafford at the weekend, he scored 2 goals. He said he was expecting 1, but he actually had 2. So now the question is, right now in the English Premier League, we have possibly the most competitive top 4 we have seen in a long time. Would you disagree or agree, AK-47?
Who do I do what, sorry?
Would you agree or disagree that right now this is probably the most competitive top 4 in English football in a long time?
Yes, I'll agree with that. I mean, any of the 4 teams can actually win the league. Like any of the 4 teams have genuine chance of winning the league. Manchester United, in my opinion, were already title contenders, but also getting Cristiano Ronaldo, and you can see what he did over the weekend. That guy is capable of scoring all type of goals, easy goals especially. But don't worry, he'll put those chances away. So this top 4 is very, very tough. It's going to be interesting.
I agree with you that Man United were contenders, but then when you think about it, finishing second last season, I've always said that, of course, every team wants to do better the next season. So doing better than second, obviously, is first. I still think Man United doesn't have enough to win the league. I think we still need a DM. But is it a case of that it could be a situation of outscoring the opposition? What do you think, Mike N?
Yeah, I think that's probably what you're going to have to do, to be honest. Just manage your games and stuff. But, I mean, you could buy somebody in January. But, I mean, Fred and McTominay, they're world class guys.
Behave.
So I mean, you've got so much firepower going forward. To be honest, you dead most teams, regardless of whether you've got a DM or not. It's just crunch games against your rivals that you need to manage a bit better. You've got enough to win the title.
So you still think it's just a case of outscoring and managing games? You don't think an extra defensive midfielder is needed? You think the goals will just speak for itself?
You do need one, but you could still win the title without one.
Do you agree with that, Mr. Thanos?
I think you can still get close to about a DM. I think the key thing for Man United this season is Solskjaer managing the attacking talent and keeping it fresh. He has to do what Fergie done when Fergie had like Cole, York, Sheringham, Solskjaer. You had 4 top strikers and keeping them all happy. Man United got a lot of talent going forward, and it's about keeping all of them boys happy. Fernandes, Sancho, Ronaldo, Rashford when he comes back, Greenwood. You know what I mean? They got a lot of talent. So it is going to be a case of there's not going to be many teams that are going to want to attack Man United. So the defensive midfielder won't, how can I say, show up as a vulnerability. But in the bigger games, yes.
I like how you mentioned about keeping all the attacking players happy. And at the time that Fergie had, Sheringham, Cole, but we also had a very wonderful defensive midfield base at the time with the Keanes, Nicky Butt, and all the other players that were there. However, coming back to goals, though, I remember on a couple of episodes, we're talking about how many goals can Cristiano Ronaldo actually score? Does he have the supply? Yes, he does with Bruno Fernandes, Pogba. He is 35, 36. If you there's a possibility of the English game being as strenuous as it is. But how many goals do you think Cristiano Ronaldo can actually score in the Premier League this season? And how many goals do you think he should score that will actually contribute to Man United winning the league? AK?
Cristiano Ronaldo has evolved his game from, first of all, from being like a brilliant dribbler into being an excellent winger. And now into a goal scorer, and most importantly, now he's a poacher. So like the goals he scored
He's a
over the
poacher after
weekend.
one game, right?
No, he's a poacher. Like the first goal just tells you all you need to know about Cristiano Ronaldo. He smells danger, so he knows where the ball is going to fall, and then he's going to attack and score. I think he's going to score a lot of goals this season again
Give us a
because
number. Give us a number. Give us a number.
he's happy to score the ugly goals. That's what and the way he celebrated even the first goal tells you like he doesn't mind scoring those so-called easy goals. So I think he's going to score at least 20 Premiership goals this season.
At
minimum.
least that's a big shot. I like it. At least, hopefully, injury free and all that. The way he managed,
and that will also depend, obviously, if he's going to be the one taking the penalties. Yeah, free kicks, no chance because he hasn't scored a free kick since 2018 anyway. So there's no point attempting to score free kicks.
He might still be the main man in terms of goals and all that. Though, but
He will still take them.
I like the shout. At least, not at most. So, Steve, what do you think? At least 20 Premier League goals?
Yeah, I'll put him down. If I was a betting man, I'd put money on him to be Golden Boot winner this season.
Well, if you're so sure, just put the money.
I don't bet. So,
Okay.
but seriously, I can see him up there being, if not the most goals in the Premier League, he'll be there or thereabouts. He's come here to do business, man. The guy is a machine. And people mention his age and stuff, but he's got a lot wiser. As he goes on, his game adapts. He's very good in the air, both feet. He's a poacher. He's got pace. He can beat a defender. To be honest, if Man United are performing, it's gonna come. He's gonna perform as well.
So what do you think in terms of a top four chance? And of course, going from second to first, yes, we have mentioned the defensive midfield situations. Hopefully, not a lot of injuries. Strength in depth, squad. So let's assume everything goes accordingly. And Mike, you agree with the at least 20 goals, or do you just see? Do you think there might be less?
No, 20, no problem. Minimum 20.
What did your top scorer get last season? In Fernandes, isn't it?
Fernandes, yes.
16.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Ronaldo's gonna get.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's gonna take penalties. He's gonna get goals in open play. A lot of goals in open play. All type of goals in open play.
Well, so the good thing about the Man United team right now, so okay, fine. There is that sight of goals are going to come. Paul Pogba, 7 assists in 4 games. Can we all look to AK-47, please? Because we know that you and your good friend Souness are trying hard. 7 assists in 4 games. So let's hope the supply keeps coming, the goals keep coming. Man United, telling people that top 4 ready to do things, make things happen. And moving on into another top 4 club. But the difference here is that these guys have no striker. They are playing with a, false 9, topless 9, whatever you want to call them. However, they could still go to Leicester and get a result and steal 3 points. They are the champions at the moment. What has anything changed in Man City's game? Having no striker, so Man United has added goals. Man City have taken away goals by selling Aguero, but for some reason, and for every other reason that we know, they are still top 4 contenders and could win the league. So what is the difference, Mike? What is the difference?
There's no difference. They just bought Grealish. That's it. I don't think they're going to win the league, to be honest.
Oh, big shout. Who do you think is going to win the league?
It's going to be you lot, innit? Or Chelsea, maybe.
You couldn't say that. You couldn't say that with like freedom and joy.
Maybe Liverpool, hopefully.
Hopefully. No, we're not hoping for that crap.
The reason why City can win the league is because the league winners are normally the best defensive team. And last year, they were very, very good defensively. And they're showing it again this season. They can be very defensive, keep the clean sheet, and just get the odd goal. So the reliance on a striker, even though they know they need one, it's not as necessary as Man United. Because Man United are weaker defensively.
But against the big boys, are they going to be able to do it? Tuchel turned them over a couple of times last season. Liverpool look like they're getting back to what they were a couple of seasons ago.
That's going to be the fine margins.
Yeah, so I'm saying in fine margins, you ain't got a striker. False 9 worked last season. It took everyone by surprise a little bit. But is it going to take everyone by surprise this season?
So the question here is, obviously we all know that as the Premier League goes on, teams always improve, to try and meet the standard of what happened or beat the standard of what they had last season. So as Mike has pointed out, there is that possibility. That surprise element is in there. You know what City are going to play. You know Jesus is going to go wide. You know Ferran Torres is going to play in the middle. You know Greece is going to be on the left. De Bruyne will probably come in and change one or two things. So with this lack of surprise, make teams want to actually play them more, come out to play them more, and try and attack them back. Will this not having a striker actually kill their style of play? AK, what do you think?
I'm not sure teams would attack them because obviously you know what City is all about. So whether they play with a striker or not, you know they're going to keep the ball majority of the time. And I think also last season there was a tweak that Guardiola made in his formation where they started keeping loads of clean sheets and they don't literally throw so many people forward like they would normally. So now it's so hard to actually counter City. So it's not surprising
No,
that
if
I
you're,
know
no, if you're
obviously,
Chelsea, though. No, if you're Chelsea.
yeah. Well, only Chelsea knows how to hack them. But I know Jamie Vardy scored a goal that was disallowed over the weekend. But obviously that was like marginally offside. But the point is, it's harder now for teams to actually get in behind City because they're much more clever defensively. So they've kept 3 clean sheets after the first loss against Tottenham. So I think there will still be the same City, play well, keep possession, much more clever in terms of not throwing so many people forward, and then they can score goals from like the different attacking players they have.
Well, when you look at
They're the one side that can play without a striker because they still create a lot of chances. So once you've got the body in and around the box, there's a tap in for someone. You don't necessarily need a striker to play with striker intentions and reactions in City to they'll still score goals.
So same City, same team, ready to obviously go for the league and other titles. Where Man United has added a striker to their end, City don't. So are we all saying, starting from Steve, then Mike, then AK, are we all saying that ideally these guys don't need a striker from now to the end of the season?
They need a striker just because the quality of strikers they have, if you compare those strikers to like say Cristiano Ronaldo of Manchester United, Lukaku of Chelsea, Mo Salah of Liverpool, the strikers that Man City have need more chances to score. So I don't think there's any player in Man City I can think of that you would say, okay, he needs just one chance.
Mm-hmm. They haven't got clinical. That's what they've lost in
exactly.
Aguero.
Yeah.
One chance, one goal.
One chance, one goal.
In that tight Champions League game or something. But yeah, and the thing is, City know they need a striker. If they didn't need a striker, they wouldn't have bid for 2 strikers this summer.
Second person they bid for.
Say again?
Who's the second person they bid for?
Ronaldo and Kane, innit? They went in.
Oh, they bid for Ronaldo. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if a firm bid went in, but they were interested and stuff like that. You don't see them ever rumored with a goalkeeper.
No.
So that's Guardiola saying that he knows they need a striker. So the fact that they haven't signed one,
they don't need a goalkeeper. They have Scott Carson.
I mean, in the tightest games, you need a ruthless finisher.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. The 2 Manchester clubs still, going for the title, contenders, top 4. One improving their striking capabilities, and the other one still need to, but they don't particularly need it at this point in time. And then speaking about, we go all the way to another set of noisy people that wear red, and we'll talk about Liverpool. First of all, on a side note, I'd like to give a big shout out to Bielsa for Leeds for always setting up his team to be spanked by all these other guys. I don't know. I don't understand a manager
Very
that just
stubborn.
say, you know what? Let me change. Let me actually try and change stuff instead of playing the same way and being spanked by the same team over and over again. First talking point of that game. We hope Harvey Elliott. I think he broke his leg. Hope he recovers. I mean, we don't like them, but this is life. He's human. Hope he's a young kid that just broke into the team. However, why was the Leeds player given a red card? Because it wasn't a red card tackle.
Because he broke his leg.
Why? So automatic. So are you saying
that's how I say I don't think that's right, because when I looked at the tackle, it wasn't a red card tackle.
The ref didn't even call a foul.
It was his leg got caught underneath the other leg, and it broke, unfortunately. But I just think that he sent him off because of the outcome, because he broke his leg. If he didn't break his leg and got up, it would have just carried on. So I
mean,
think it's a
probably
harsh.
yellow,
Say again?
Come from behind.
Yeah, but then
Yellow, maybe.
yeah, probably yellow because tackled from behind. But
Yeah,
I
but it
would
was
say
a
that
clean tackle. Remember, the ref didn't
a
even
foul.
call it. He didn't even
Mm.
give a foul.
Yeah,
So-
but
so
if it's yellow, nobody would say nothing. I mean, it's,
So to me, it shouldn't the card shouldn't be done on the outcome of the tackle. It's
Okay.
about the
what?
intention and the motion.
I'm saying there shouldn't have been a card at all.
Yeah.
I think
me,
yellow card would have been fair, but not a red card. I
Yeah,
don't think it's a red card challenge.
yeah, to me, the referee shouldn't change his mind or make the punishment more severe because the outcome is that he broke his leg.
Yeah, because I mean, Leeds are actually, contesting it and appealing it, and if they win it, that I mean, you can't. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, if they didn't have the red card, they would have won the game or something. But at the time, is you didn't give them a chance. If it wasn't a red card offense, and unless there's a rule somewhere that says if the outcome of a tackle, regardless, comes to a broken foot, then it's supposed to be a red card. But I don't get it. But going back to the game, actually, Liverpool did win 3-0. The front three look like they're getting back themselves. Mane's on 99 Premier League goals. Mo Salah joined the 100 club, and they're looking good. Jota is still looking nice. They still, for some reason, don't. I know they're going to be in the top four, but why there's no mention of Liverpool actually going to win the league? Nobody has actually. I mean, I don't know. I don't even give them a chance. Top four, yes, but why aren't we looking at Liverpool as possible winners of the league other than just top four contenders? I know you love them, Mike, so I'll start with you.
Sorry, who are you asking?
You. I know you love them, Mike, so I'll start with you.
I don't know, maybe because they haven't really changed anything, so we're taking it for granted. Wow, that's a big bottle of what's that, water? Let's go, Brad. Anyway, yeah, so they haven't really changed anything. Well, they've got other players, haven't really looked like they've improved it. Everybody else has shiny new toys and stuff like that. So everyone's looking at those teams to focus on them. Obviously, they had a terrible season last season, I think it was. So people kind of ignore them, but that's good for them because they can just go about their business with no real pressure, and then we'll see where they are come the time. I still think they kind of need to broaden their squad because I think they need more strength of depth to win the league again, but you never know.
In terms of strength of depth, though, do you agree with Mike, AK? And of course, they bought one player in Kwande, I think the defender.
Konate, yeah.
And when you look at the squad, I mean, they still have firepower. Salah is still looking wonderful. Mane, Firmino doing his thing, Jota. But do they actually need to beef the squad? What is missing? What will make people go, apart from, as Mike mentioned, if they get like a shiny new toy, what will make people actually go, oh wow, these guys can possibly win the league?
An actual striker? What would Firmino? For example, get an improvement on Firmino for a start. I would. That would improve the squad straight away.
What do you think? What do you think?
So I think Liverpool have lost their intensity. And this is obviously a consequence of playing like high intense football for a number of seasons, because this is how Klopp plays his football, right? It's right from Dortmund. So I think they need to refresh their squad, get some, younger players who can like maybe challenge or even replace Henderson, for example, because these guys have played for a number of seasons. Defensive cover, I think they are fine. They've got about very good centre backs. I have an issue. I think Mane is slightly getting past his best, slightly, just slightly. You can see the signs there. He's missing way too many chances. It's not.
I'm just going to say this, Mike.
Yeah.
I used to think, Mike. I used to think you were probably the most ruthless grassroots pundit.
I'm a big fan of. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of.
However,
Mane.
Steve and AK, the way people get past their best to these guys.
Why are you putting me in this?
No, I'm De Gea. Yes,
I didn't say he's past his best.
No,
I said he needs a new challenge. I didn't say he's past his best.
But so I think they need a striker, and they need someone to challenge the front three, not just Firmino, but also even Mane as well. Yeah, that's just.
That's Jota. That's what Jota's there for, isn't it?
Yeah, but Jota is not that clinical. They need. I actually thought they should have gone for Adama Traore just for that pace and intensity.
What's he going to add to the team? He just
no speed. Like he's going to bring raw speed.
Yeah, but then he'll be faster than everybody else. Get to the front and then
well, that he's going to create even more space for Mane and Salah to run in behind and score goals. Those guys are going to enjoy the spaces that Adama Traore is going to leave behind.
So you think Mane is slightly past his best? Why?
No, but hold on. Does Traore have the technical specs to play for Liverpool?
Wait,
are you making this guy sound like an IT product?
No, when you play with good players, you've got to step up. It's just natural. Like it just has to step up. All he needs to do is just run with the ball and pass it early. That's all. He doesn't even need to cross the ball. Just pass it, ground pass to Mane or Salah.
Like Tony Daly.
Okay. I'm confused here. And Ege, I think you would answer this, but let me ask Steve this. So Eke thinks Mane is slightly past his best, and he thinks an improvement to the team will be good. And to him, the improvement is Adama Traore.
One of the improvements.
No, I think Mane is not past his best, but he needs a challenge, and you challenge that by giving him making him compete for his places, for his place. The Liverpool front three, they're in shoo-ins. There's no competition in the squad for them. So that in itself, after a couple of seasons, can make the players drop off. If you look at the good sides that keep themselves at the top, they always have competition for places across most of the squad. Also, lack of investment. I think a lot of people were expecting Liverpool to do more in the transfer market, especially when you compare it to their rivals. Their big signing last season, what's his name? Thiago Alcantara. Yeah, people expected more from him, and he hasn't really.
I mean, he started this season really well.
Yeah, but I think from last season, people were expecting him to come in and do bits, and he didn't really change it that much. So we'll see this season. But I just think Liverpool's first 11, very good. But looking at what happened to them last season, I don't think any club could really survive with that. But it's just that it showed holes in their side. Alexander-Arnold not being at his best, Wijnaldum gone, the front three not firing all the time. So it would have been nice for them to refresh a bit.
Okay, so Liverpool in the top four, but for them to win the title, they'll probably need a refresh. Changing money for Adama Traore.
I didn't
I'm
say
not
that.
saying changing.
I'll
I'll play Mane, Traore, and Salah.
Okay, cool. And now that takes us to London, West London. Talking about goal scoring and improving your team. So obviously we all know about our good friend Timo Werner. We all know that he's allergic to scoring. He has like a proper allergy to it.
Apparently he's going to buy him.
And well, he probably was anyway. We'll talk about that. But before he goes to Bayern, so Chelsea decided, you know what, we need to score goals. We did win a trophy, and we're lucky because this guy is allergic to scoring goals. And they went in 97.5 million, and they brought Romelu Lukaku. Graham Souness has described Man United for making a big mistake for letting this guy go 2 seasons ago, where he feels. Imagine if Lukaku had been treated nicely, stayed in Man United, scored more goals, and then Ronaldo coming in there, stuff like that. The ifs, the maybes, the buts. But it looks like Lukaku really suits the Chelsea team.
Sorry. What did he say? He said if they bought Lukaku and have Ronaldo.
Yeah, so imagine if
they wouldn't have gone for him. Simple. Anyway, go on, sorry. Sue this guy, man. Sorry, man. I think he's playing FIFA. Supposed to be a Sky Sports pundit. Man talking like he's on FIFA. What's wrong with him?
So the ifs, the buts, and the maybes. But Lukaku seems like he has found a home now. He looks like Chelsea suits his style of play. Enjoyed his game, power, everything, blah blah blah. Now, with the top four that we're talking about here, with Man United, City, Liverpool, and Chelsea. From what I understand here, Liverpool is the only one that we don't really think will win the league. So we could probably say now that they found a striker that can score goals, power in Chelsea, are we saying they have a very high chance, obviously higher than Liverpool, probably even higher than Man United in terms of quality of players and depth in squad. So Chelsea going for the title and Lukaku outscoring Cristiano Ronaldo. What do you think, Mike?
Boy, I don't know if he was outscore Ronaldo, but he's gonna be first or second in the, he'll be at least second in the Golden Boot race. I think for me, Chelsea one of my favourites to win the league because of what they were doing off the back of last season. To be honest, and then they've added Lukaku as well. They just seem solid in every department. Got a top manager as well. Can't really see any flaws. Even when they went down to 10 men against Liverpool, they handled it like bosses. So yeah, I think they're one of the main contenders. Man United as well, but I think that's mainly because you got CR7 really. Without him, he's been just a top 4 contender. Liverpool, dark horse, you never know. And Man City, you always got to put them in because you just don't know with them. But I think without a striker, I don't think they're going to do it. But again, you never know. It's the Prem, innit?
Lukaku outscores Cristiano Ronaldo, AK?
He's got the ability to do that. I mean, you shouldn't be surprised if he does outscore Ronaldo. Of course, he's a good goal scorer, so he can do it. And I think...
Will he take pens? That might be the decider.
Who was taking penalties for?
Jorginho.
Oh yeah, Jorginho. Well, that's an interesting one. Yeah, if he doesn't take penalties and Ronaldo takes penalties, then Ronaldo will outscore him. But nevertheless, I think Chelsea is going to win the league. They look like the real deal.
Yeah, I've heard it.
They look complete in every sense of it.
Yeah, I've heard it from AK-47 that Chelsea will win the league. Steve, what do you think? Lukaku obviously has added spice. And then now that he has added spice, and of course, but now the thing is, in a very tight situation where Lukaku maybe gets injured and all that, I mean, Chelsea has to fall back to Timo Werner. It's true. Who else are they going to fall back to?
Havertz will go up there like he did last season.
Oh yeah, that's true. Havertz is there, but then Timo Werner still need to come in and do the run around and stuff. But let's forget about injuries and all that. Lukaku, that missing spice, Chelsea winning.
He's a missing piece, but he's not the thing that wins them the league under Tuchel. It's the defense improvement that Tuchel's brought. That is definitely going to win them the league. It make this they're very solid.
Defense improvement. He sold Zuma, caught Zuma.
Yeah, I know, but since Tuchel has come in. Since Tuchel has come in, Chelsea are one hell of a hard team to beat. Yep. They don't concede goals. Yeah. So the fact that he's improved that so well over the course of the season, that's going to hold them in good stead. Yeah. Lukaku gives them the outlet and he will score the goals that they were missing from last season. But defensively, it will carry them across the line.
Yeah, because this season they've only conceded 1 goal and that's from the penalty spot. So
yeah.
They look very solid.
Okay, so now that we've gone through the top 4 guys and what we possibly see as how their season can go. So I've asked this earlier on in the episodes, but now that things have changed, players are coming, blah, blah. Steve, top 4.
Why, man? Top 4 in order.
Yes, please. This is
not
a buffet.
Let's go. Look at the size of me, man. Of course I do buffet. What happened to you? All you can eat for £10 man. Cool. Top 4. Let's go. I don't really want to say this, but it'll probably be Chelsea, Man City, Man United, Liverpool.
Mike?
I think. Let me just give my reasons. I think Solskjaer might be the difference as to why Man United don't win the league.
Liberties.
I don't think he will be able to manage. I could be proven wrong, but I don't know if he'll be able to manage all those personalities throughout the course of a season to bring home the title.
Cool. Mike?
Okay. Chelsea. Manchester's club. And Liverpool. Simple.
So what? You can interchange.
Exactly, Manchester.
The City of Manchester and then Liverpool.
Blue or red.
Okay, yeah. So you fancy being second? No, you. That's what you wanted to do. Okay, what do you think?
Southampton.
I think Chelsea win the league. Liverpool finish fourth. The second and third is very tricky. I'll go for United second, City third.
Okay, there you have it. The Grassroot pundits have predicted their top four. It's been, as I said, the most competitive top four in a very long time, and we'll see how the outcome goes. We have looked at the top four. Now we're going to look at, as always, we always have to look at the two North London clubs.
But
And
why though? Why? We don't.
I'll tell you why. Here's why. I'll tell you.
What's the reason?
I'll tell you why. First of all, let us start with the beautiful white side of North London with Tottenham.
Beautiful white side. What happened to you? Why are you starting there for? Beautiful white side. What's all that about?
I'll tell you why.
Oh, okay.
Arsenal won the relegation derby.
Yes, that's true. But then, as we say, let's go with them. So with Tottenham, started this season well, 3 wins, no goals conceded. Now, the thing I don't understand is, first of all, big shout out to Arsenal, former ex-player Patrick Vieira, who has never lost a game as a player and manager to Tottenham. So he maintained that. However, the thing I want to find out here is this: is Tottenham proving to us that they still don't have that caliber to take things over the line? Because having 10 men shouldn't result in you being battered. And was this also just an improved performance from Crystal Palace? What do you think, Steve?
I think it was a performance where Crystal Palace managed to find their feet. In the side, they seem more familiar with each other. The fact that Tottenham went out to 10 men did actually help that. But they were doing well before the sending off anyway. That's
another talking point though. That wasn't the second yellow card.
No, because he actually pulled out the tackle. He pulled out the challenge.
So what do you have VAR for? Why, if you could see him pulling out, he didn't touch the guy. Why still give him a red card? I don't get this thing, man. This is common sense.
Yeah, but common sense is not common, isn't it?
But that's why you have VAR to review the common sense.
No, you just have VAR to cause more controversy and delay things. That's all it is for. These people don't know what they're doing, to be honest. Because it's not that hard.
If you pull out, but you're still going in the same direction, what? So it's not what?
Yeah, but he didn't flip his leg. He didn't do anything. So he knew that he wasn't.
He made himself compact.
So he stopped. He knew he wasn't going to be better, so he stopped. And the player was already started jumping. And
wait. So let me understand what you're saying. Is that he stopped his motion? Yeah, like it's the Matrix. Or was he carrying on?
No, he didn't stop his motion. But he pulled his legs in. From the tackle. He pulled his legs in. He didn't make the tackle, and he didn't make no contact with the player. So to me, that's not a booking.
But the contact was because the player jumped, right? Not because he magically stopped gravity.
No. The player. You know when you anticipate the foul coming.
Okay.
So you flick the ball because you know this guy, you're going to win the ball quicker. So now this guy is coming in for the tackle, and you're jumping, but he knows.
Sorry. Yeah. So he jumped out of the way. So it's because you didn't foul me.
No, it's not. No. It can be a foul, but it doesn't have to be a booking.
There you go.
Doesn't have to be a booking. You can give a foul. You can give a foul and say, "Oh, yeah, his movement made the player jump, lose possession, or something like that." Yeah, but it's not a booking. He didn't touch the player.
But would it be an accumulation though? Because he already got a yellow before, and who's to say how many fouls he did?
He got a yellow from. You got a yellow.
It's not so true. Like
with Zaha. He didn't get a yellow for accumulation of.
So you think that scuffle he gave to Zaha and that's it? He never touched nobody again. He just losing.
No, he didn't because I watched the game. He didn't.
It was a couple of minutes later as well. To me, I'm an Arsenal fan, mate. I like to see Tottenham lose, but calling it as it is, that wasn't a second yellow. It shouldn't have been a red card.
So I know one of the things.
Shame on you, Steve. Shame on you.
Is the officials are very careful not to undermine the referee. So one of the things VAR does is try not to re-ref the game. So some calls the referee might make, they kind of have to wait. Is this like a game-changing situation? If not, they just let it be.
No, they tag it as clear and obvious error or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. A clear and obvious error, exactly. So an example of that is the England penalty in the Euro against Denmark. Yeah, so the VAR will not want to revert that incident.
No, that one, the VAR ref was just drunk because you should have called it up. I told him straight, it's not a pen.
I think it's yellow to be honest. Yellow.
But the original question to anyway? Was it to me?
Yes.
Yes. So I think it's a bit early to say how Tottenham's going to be, but I know they're not going to be at the top of the table.
Okay.
Simple as that. That they started okay, but we'll see in it.
Obviously, as a team, you show a lot of substance playing with 10 men. And yes, you can still lose, but it could be mistakes or, yes, lack of concentration. But they were taking out 3-0. And this is a team that hadn't considered any goal. And everybody talking about how compact they are. And of course, AK, you love Nuno in the fact that he's, Mourinho in the sky. But does this continue to show that what I don't understand with Tottenham is, at least in the past couple of years, is it the players that they have or the managers just keep getting it wrong? I'm not saying anything has been gotten wrong from Nuno now, but losing the way they lost, especially the way they have started, what is missing? What's missing?
He's still getting to know his players. So out of the top 6 teams, you would argue Tottenham was the only team to change their manager. So and this is obviously his first shot at a very big club. And then you can also argue that this was after a very long international break where I think England played 3 games. So Hurricane played 3 games during international break as well. You got Argentinian players that traveled to South America and back. So yeah, it's still quite early to judge them. But I still think they will finish 5th in the table. Okay. The best of the rest. It will be the best of the rest.
The best of the rest. I would really love to ask Mike about Tottenham, but I'm going to go to his beloved Arsenal. Congratulations on winning the relegation battle against Norwich. It was a tough one. However, what I actually want to talk about is something I saw, which I would like to know from everybody here, especially Mike. What do you think about Jack Wilshere coming back into the midfield?
Fucking taking the piss, mate.
Yeah.
He's a sick note. Come back to train for what? What's he training for? Training for what? He needs to retire, mate. And then next minute, watch us offer him a contract. Oh, he's good at training. Let's give him a contract. And then it'll be 70 grand a week doing nothing, just sitting on the beach with me. That's it. Okay. Should have left in the first place. Fucking prick.
All right. As I said, Steve, what do you think about?
Who was the question again?
Jack Wilshere coming back to Arsenal.
Yeah,
really?
So there's talk about Arteta wanting him to come and train, and then with the possibility of getting a contract if he trains well, keeps fit, and all that.
It's just a trading opportunity. The guy's got no club. He's looking for a club. He needs to train. He's putting out videos of him training in his garden. He went to Europe to try and get a club, and it hasn't worked out.
You've got to be fit to train, don't you?
Say again?
You've got to be fit to train, don't you?
He's fit. He's not as badly. He's not suffering the injuries that he was suffering before. He's been pretty stable with injuries.
How's that? Man's not playing for any clubs. Of course he's.
No, they just ain't signed him. Just ain't signed.
He got released from Bournemouth.
But here, Bournemouth.
That says it all, man. If you get released from Bournemouth,
like really. Even Southampton will reject him.
But to be honest, he's got some stuff. I think he's still got some stuff to give some clubs. I don't think he's needed at Arsenal, but I don't see a problem with him coming back and train. It's something Arsenal's done in the past with other players. When you haven't got a club, you want to keep your fitness up, you come and train with them.
Why don't you go train with Bournemouth then?
Because Arsenal's his club, isn't it? His own town club.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? So
how old is Jack Wilshere? And why is Mike and why is Mike not giving him a chance at all?
He can do it, mate. Forget
it. he's burnt because Mike's unhappy because he left in the first place. I think Wilshere's 28, 29, I think. 28.
Yeah, but he left because they were not going to give him a new contract and the old injury stuff and all that stirring.
Yeah, so as I said, I've got no problem with him training with the club. It's not a problem.
Okay, what about a contract? What if you give him a contract?
I don't see the point of giving him a contract.
Why? What if he's good at training and everything? He starts.
If he's good at trading, then it's a pay-as-you-play contract.
But it won't be.
A pay-as-you-play contract. Could he give something to the squad? Yes. But in terms of the rhetoric that they've been putting out, then you better off bringing back someone like Aziz from loan and playing him in midfield.
Okay, I'll ask this though. I'll ask this. He's a not London boy. He's an Arsenal, trainee, yada yada yada. Had great prospects. So I'm gonna ask AK first because this is the outside eye as always. Outside eye when it comes to this not London thing. AK, if Jack Wilshere goes back to Arsenal, trains well, should he get a contract? And that's one. Two, do you think he can actually contribute to the midfield situation at Arsenal at the moment? And number three, how many years should he sign for his contract?
So you're talking about a player who has a very terrible injury record, like very terrible, right?
Yeah, but that's what number one covers. He trains well.
Well, yeah, he trains well, but then you've got to ensure yourself as a club and not take too many L's by giving him a player to play contracts, right? So that will probably motivate him to be fitter. And in terms of, I don't know if he still has like the quality we used to associate with him back then. So you don't want it to be a case where he's taking up the place of like maybe a younger player, maybe a player that needs to be given more game time to develop, like maybe Lakonga or even Nathan Naus, who's also a very good player. So it's almost like, is there really a point giving him a contract? I mean, I've literally, I think his injury record hasn't helped. So he's not somebody I would say I still rate after all that he's been through, and also even going to Bournemouth, got released and stuff like that. So I wouldn't, if I'm the manager of Arsenal, I wouldn't look at that direction at all.
So Mike, you don't see in any way how this would work. You don't even see it. Whether he comes back and he's like Messi, you don't even see how this will work.
The guy got released from Bournemouth, mate. Yeah. And then you're going to give the geezer a contract. Come on, man. Be serious. Probably do it. It's like he did Willian, prick. And he play it every week over ESR as well.
Well, Steve, you're the more diplomatic Arsenal positive fan. What do you think?
Steve wants him.
No, don't give him a contract. But has he got the quality to play in the Arsenal midfield? Yes. I think he actually gives, if he was playing, I think he would actually give more to the side than Xhaka.
If you think that means you should give him the contract.
no, but
he's never fit.
It's just the whole nature of his fitness record and all that business there. How you do all of that, and to bring him in now, when you've got other youngsters there. But when I'm talking about player for player, I think he could give more in the Arsenal midfield, especially if he plays in a disciplined role, than Xhaka does, because he can pass along. He can move he moves the ball quickly. The one thing that strangles Arsenal all the time is the ball goes into the middle and it takes 5 or 6 touches for it to go forward. Wilshere don't play like that. Wilshere moves the ball quick.
It's about now. The guy's not fit. So if he's not fit and Xhaka's fit, then Xhaka's better than him.
No. But no, you can't base it just on that. I said if they're both fit, who would I have in the side? I would have Wilshere.
Wilshere's never going to be fit.
So to me, but Arsenal shouldn't give him a contract. That's not the way they need to go. There's other players that they can play there or call back from on loan.
Might well bring back Shamak then. Bring back Shamak. We need a striker.
This guy's a clown, man. This guy.
Well, as always, our visit to North London is always very entertaining. So we would like to thank. I mean, I personally would love to see Wilshere back.
Yeah, I bet you would.
In an Arsenal shirt. And that would be so wonderful. And then he probably scored the winner in the Carling Cup final. I mean,
I'll take that.
This guy, I'll take that too.
All right. So now we've done that. Now let's go to Europe. So now Champions League is back. I know Thanos and Mike are not familiar with that term. Actually, I'm the only guy familiar with that term on this Grassroot Chat. Southampton started Brexit a long time ago. It started Brexit a long time ago. They have no interest. But I'm actually particularly interested to see what with the clubs in Champions League, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Man United. Yes, Man United just lost their first game, but
as expected,
against Young Boys, I'm sure. Do we see any of these four in the top four winning the Champions League this year. And I'll tell you their groups. I'll tell you their groups where they get out from and possibility of seeing how they can do. So, team Group A, where you have Club Brugge, Man City, PSG, Leipzig. So clearly, we expect Man City to qualify, don't we?
Yeah, but you have to be careful about Leipzig.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a tricky away fixture.
Yeah, but all they have to do is win all their home games.
If they can win Leipzig away, then they will qualify. Then the rest of the games they can negotiate it.
Okay, so a bit tricky for Man City. And do we see them beating PSG home and away?
They can get something from they can at least get 3 points, maybe lose the leg away in Paris, or maybe win the one at home. But when they could be in trouble is how they fare against Leipzig. So it's one of those fixtures where they have to win to make sure, they qualify from that group.
What do you think, Mike? Steve, in agreement?
Yeah.
I think it depends on the game. They could bloody do PSG home and away. To be honest, there's quality on both sides. I think they'll definitely qualify. As AK said, Leipzig is a tricky tie, but I just think they will qualify because Pep wants to win the Champions League.
Okay. And then you have Group B, where you have Atletico Madrid, FC Porto, Liverpool, and AC Milan. I mean, we've not given Liverpool enough, oomph in terms of winning the league. They're still a decent team. I'm sure they can still do things in Europe. Do they qualify from this group? Steve, we'll start with you.
It's not an easy group, but I think they will have the quality to qualify. AC Milan can do bits against a team on their day. So it might be a case of that Liverpool don't win that away fixture, but I think Liverpool will have enough to go through.
Mike?
Yep, they'll qualify.
What are you doing? Yep, they'll qualify. Context.
Yeah, man. Beef it up, man. Beef it up.
Beef it up. If it's Wilshere, ready for attack and kill.
Zlatan's gonna talk, man.
Hold on, son. Right, Liverpool will get enough points to qualify from the group. Yeah. What else do you want to say?
Man, you've changed ever since you went to Jamaica, man.
What else would I say? They're gonna qualify, isn't it?
It's still screwed by Jack.
So is Liverpool, AC Milan, Porto, and
Atletico Madrid.
And Atletico Madrid.
Oh, really? Oh, Atletico Madrid. Oh, wow.
I think Atletico might win the group.
They'll qualify though.
They'll
qualify. I'm saying
the good news is Ibra is not playing tomorrow.
He's injured.
Liverpool.
Yeah,
he's injured. Yeah, so that's a good start for Liverpool. I think they have enough quality to negotiate their way out of that group.
Exactly what I said, but more.
I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if Atletico Madrid don't qualify. I won't be surprised.
So then, who will you pick? What, Liverpool and AC Milan?
I would probably say Liverpool and AC Milan. The reason being that Atletico Madrid, they probably don't score enough goals.
Oh, they got Griezmann back though.
Oh yeah, they got Griezmann back.
They got Griezmann back now. So yeah, they fixed that problem.
I know they're very good at winning 1-0, and the day the one goal doesn't come, they could be in trouble. It's actually a very, very difficult group, to be fair. But Liverpool should have enough quality to do it.
Okay. And in Group F, Young Boys, Atlanta, Villarreal, and Man United. Man United just lost the first game. Look at the joy on Mike's face. Very good. Man United just lost the first game. You have Atlanta, Villarreal. What are we saying? Man United qualify even after losing to Young Boys?
I don't know. It's a tough group, man.
You would think it.
Villarreal is their nemesis, so they'll probably lose home and away against Villarreal.
Emre.
Good evening.
Also, Man United got touched up by Young Boys already, so
you have to be careful about your choice of words, man. Touched up by Young Boys.
That's the name of the team, innit?
So is it Man United, Young Boys,
Villarreal, and Atlanta?
You must get through that.
You would think so. However, you would think Man United, we should have more quality, even if losing Wan-Bissaka and playing 10 men against Young Boys. You would think that, but that didn't happen. That was the case. It was 1-1.
I think the away fixtures would determine whether United would qualify. Because, remember last season, they won the 3 home games at home and lost the 3 games away. and that was still not enough to qualify from the group.
No,
So
sir. No,
they,
sir.
this season
No,
they've started badly.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Good.
We beat PSG away. We beat PSG away 1 out.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
But
but it was an interesting one. They won the first 3 games and
Yeah.
lost the last 3 games. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, yeah.
So,
But so I think Man United will not qualify.
Steve, these boys have been smoking that same thing. VAR has been smoking.
I'll go for Villarreal. I'll go for Villarreal and Atlanta. Yeah, CR7 will play Europa League.
Yeah, but they win that though. They win that. No problem.
Okay.
That happened last season, isn't it?
You've heard it from the grassroots boys. I like how Steve just said, surely you should qualify. What good punditry, man. Right there. Okay. And of course, you have Chelsea, who is with Zenit and Petersburg, Juventus, and Malmo.
They win.
It's easy.
So I'm confused. Chelsea, you think Chelsea has it easy with Juve, Zenit, and Malmo?
Of course. Juve is out of sorts. Currently. Yeah, of course they are. Have they won any game this season? Not sure. 1 draw, 2 losses in the league.
Allegri has lost his touch.
Well, it's too early
I
to
think the defense
say. He's just trying to. Maybe Pello did a lot of damage that he's trying to rectify, and obviously Malmo is. I mean, Chelsea will beat Chelsea will beat Malmo silly, and the other team as well.
Okay. So, well, from what we've said, apart from Man United, every other English team will qualify. And maybe there's an argument with Liverpool qualifying, but we shall see. Well, the Champions League is back. Of course, as I said, once again, the Arsenal boys know nothing about that. And we've chosen our top 4. Lukaku, Ronaldo, who scores more. And of course, to always recognize when a team or certain players are doing well or they're improving. Last week, we were talking about Demarai Gray. He popped up and scored a wonderful goal yesterday, Monday Night Football. And of course, to talk about a player and to give a team props, Benitez set up Everton really well. And Andres Townsend, did you see that? Did you see that finish?
What a goal!
Wow, he's left-footed. That's why.
No. One thing. Is it better than the goal he scored against Man City?
No,
I don't think
the
so.
one against Man City is better because
the volley.
On the off, that was wicked.
I mean, and then what? Do you know Demarai Gray and Andres Townsend cost Everton 1.7 million? Those 2 players.
I know. They paid it back already. With some interest.
1.7 million. We have, you see, it's amazing how certain teams, Man United, CR7, Southampton, Jewel and Adam Armstrong, Everton, Demarai Gray and Townsend.
This guy.
Arsenal are going to side Jack Wilshere.
This guy. He might be the gem though. You don't know.
He's free.
Oh, that's true. He is free. He actually good, like a SIM card. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another amazing episode of Grassroot Chats. Big shout. Yeah, I know. But we're giving them quality, not quantity. Oh, yeah. All right. Big thanks to Mr. Thanos. Thank you very much. Mike is still in Jamaica, and of course, and pretty much got very, very happy when he heard about Jack Wilshere. And of course, Southampton, they can't wait for another big fixture, maybe against Portsmouth or something. But at the moment, they're just in there.
Still waiting for the first win.
Still waiting for the first win. Ladies and gentlemen, another episode of Grassroot Chats. Goodbye.
Bye.